So guys, Elon saved the markets yesterday. We hit a low of 418.84, ran all the way up to 428.92 by the end of the day, a massive reversal. And now look, ever since that peak, even in after hours, we just fell and fell and fell, and now we are selling back off into the ground. Elon saved the markets yesterday, killed the markets today. We'll see where we end by the close of today. We do have earnings like Microsoft and Google here in after hours that are really going to take over and dictate the markets. But Tesla stock is down about 11% today, and they control about 3.5% of the S&P 500. So it's definitely not a good sign, and investors kind of freak out when you see stocks like that selling off. They control a majority of the markets. Apple, Google, Amazon, Facebook, even Nvidia, right? Amazon, all these stocks own a majority of the market. So if one gets clapped, it tends to bring them all down, at least in the short term. And that's what is happening today. It's not too often you see a 11% down move on Tesla. So we're going to go over exactly what is going on today, what the expectations are for earnings, everything you guys need to know, and good old AMC stock. AMC stock is trying its hardest. It's down 7% today. Still holding up above 15 on a day where the indexes are just destroyed. It could be worse, and we've seen AMC holding up very well. So we're going to get straight into this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, do what you guys got to do. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the pinned comment. So this says Tesla stock falls more than 9% after Musk Twitter deal. And it says, let's just go ahead and read down why it's actually falling. And it says the slip comes just a day after Twitter's board approved Musk's $44 billion acquisition of the company, showing some of the stock's decline may be a reflection of investor concern with the deal. Musk has secured $25.5 billion of fully committed debt, including $12.5 billion in loans against his Tesla stock. He is also providing an approximately $21 billion equity commitment. So long story short, he's basically collateralizing Tesla stock, and if something were to go wrong, he would have to sell that stock, kind of saying that, hey, he has not already sold the stock. So I think that's part of it. If Elon, if a filing had came out and it was just saying, hey, I sold stock, I'm going to buy Twitter, people would have been like, okay, it's not good, but the selling is over. In this case, the selling hasn't even started yet. If it does come down to the point where Elon does have to sell the Tesla shares. So I think that is definitely what is affecting the stock today, at least a big part of it. Obviously, some people say that it's going to take Elon's focus away from Tesla, from SpaceX, from his other businesses by focusing on Twitter. I don't necessarily think that's the case, but it is definitely affecting the markets today. Saved the markets yesterday, kill the markets today. That's pretty much the way it is, and we're right at a key level. 419 on the S&P 500 broke through 420. So if earnings are bad from Google or Microsoft today, you're going down in a very, very, very substantial way. You have Visa, GM, Enphase, Chipotle, Texas Instruments, QuantumScape, Skechers, and Range Resources as well here in after hours, besides Microsoft and Google. So some other big players. And then tomorrow you do have Facebook, PayPal, Ford, Qualcomm, Pinterest, Teladoc, ServiceNow, Boeing, Spotify, T-Mobile. A lot of very important stocks over there as well tomorrow. And then on Thursday, obviously, you have Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, Caterpillar, Roku, Intel, Robinhood, MasterCard, McDonald's, Domino's, Gilead. A lot of important companies this week. This is the big week of earnings season. Now, if we want to, pay attention to what is going on with AMC stock or what is happening today, it's really just an overall mass panic. The only sectors that are actually positive for the day are utilities up 0.12% and energy up about 2.18%. Consumer discretionary, like I've been saying for a while now, is not going to be the best sector to be in my personal opinion. That's something like an Apple, right? You don't have to buy an iPhone, you choose to buy one. That's down about 4% on average today. Market cap of about 4.84 trillion. or that's the value that it's currently sitting at. So, it's pretty telling what is going on today. You actually did get news as well that Russia is now cutting off Poland from energy. So there's a little bit of that fear that has really started to put the sell-off into overdrive right now. And that's probably for good reason. That's not good. If Europe already has energy issues going on, and then you're going to restrict them even more, it's not going to be a good thing. Definitely could lead to a recession a lot quicker. Now, besides just the earnings, you do have some economic data, like I have said for the last couple of videos. You have GDP that comes out Thursday as well. You have PCE, personal consumption expenditure, basically a kind of reading for inflation. So a lot of people are going to be paying attention to that, and that comes out at 8:30 in the morning on Thursday, as well as the GDP data, which also comes out 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday. This is actually before Apple does report, so it's going to be important based off of the sentiment and what happens with the earnings leading into Apple, and then what ultimately does happen after Apple earnings. This is going to be a very, very important quarter for Apple to show. Can they continue to grow, or are they going to see year over year declining growth like I think so? Apple was a very stagnant business for a long time. They only seen a lot of growth in 2021 because of essentially all the funny money and all this stimulus, right? This was pretty stagnant 2018, 2019, 2020. If they show that, hey, we're probably going to be another stagnant business again, just like we were before the pandemic, then I don't think the markets will pay a 27 PE ratio for Apple, but we will see exactly how it does play out. I couldn't tell you honestly what's going to happen with the stock. I do have a pretty bearish tilt towards it, but anyways, those are going to be the big earnings. That's really what you guys need to know. As far as AMC stock, this damn bugger AMC. 12 orders totaling $1.96 million, positive order value of 0%. Obviously not a very bullish day overall for the market. Still, over the past week, 135 orders totaling $110.64 million, positive order value of 72%. So the week option orders are not looking too bad, but the daily option orders, 0% positive order value, that's not looking so hot at all. The short interest sitting at 19.24% short interest of free float. Current shares that are sold short of 99.18 million. Cost of borrow max of 2.73%. Utilization of 100%, and days to cover sitting at 2.38. Also, pretty stagnant, not really doing too much, not really moving around too much, which I would say is a relatively good thing. What would I do? If you were to see, obviously the short interest going down in a massive way, that would not be good. But that is not happening. The max pain is $17 per share by the end of this week. I did want to pull that up because with earnings, I know a lot of people have asked, is it possible to see a rally this week with AMC or with the broad markets? And it's certainly possible. The markets have sold off a lot. Now, the fact that they have sold off so much heading into these earnings, the earnings really have to be bad and to disappoint to get the markets to continue to sell off. There's a phenomenon that happens that if you run up into earnings, there's a you have to perform better, right, than what is even expected to do well and to see the markets continue to rally, right? If the stocks sell down into earnings, then it doesn't take as much to actually rally the stocks. And that's kind of the case across the board. A lot of these stocks are beaten down, especially the stocks that are reasonably valued, like something like Google. Microsoft, you could say it's overvalued, but they're more stable of a business. Facebook, you could say that one is undervalued if they can get their shit together. PayPal, undervalued. Apple, overvalued. Amazon, pretty fair value there. So across the board, valuations are not too bad. In some names, they are. So if you do see Microsoft and Google come out and they have good earnings, the stocks have already sold off into those earnings. So even if they're not terrible, if they're just okay, then you could see a rally in the stock. You could see a rally in the markets based off of that. And we'll see exactly if that happens. We'll know at about 4:01 today what happens. So here in about the next 2 hours or so. And that'll give us confirmation of this rally to the upside or not. As far as AMC stock, we're still down 7.05%. Let's look at the key levels. And like I've said many times, key level of $15 per share to the downside. We have not broken that today. We are currently at $15.76 per share. Did hit that low at $15.71 per share. So bounced up about 6 cents since the low, but still above 15. Watch the 1849 level if we do get momentum to the upside. That could be important. The MACD extremely bearish. The RSI extremely bearish as well. Really oversold. Due for a bounce overall. So that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Depending on what happens with earnings today, that is going to get us the final move. And that is really going to give us a clearer trajectory of what to go off of. And by Friday, you're going to know. Are we going to sell off? Are the valuations going to come down even more? Is the market going to come down even more? Or are we clear to rally from here? Either way it goes, short term, markets rally, great for AMC. Longer term, markets sell off, bullish for AMC as well as far as the MOAS. So that is going to be it. Hopefully that made some sense to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the pinned comment. Until next time, you guys take care.